From the North American grasslands, across sea ice and forest floor, to Africa's vast plains, nature's deadliest assassins roam, armed with lethal weapons, carved from bone and ivory, capable of taking down predators, defending their young, and foraging for food. They are the finest defense mechanisms on the planet. One of nature's oldest, most efficient, and deadliest weapons. Tusks and horns. Welcome to the world of wild assassins. Over 10,000 years ago, during the last ice age, stalked a mammal with tusks that could grow over 5 meters in length. The mammoth. One of the countless megafauna armed with tusks and horns. Lost to history, but not forgotten. Closely related to many living species today, with tusks and horns that pack just as terrifying a punch, capable of impaling any adversary and taking down any foe. With horns spanning over 3 meters and tusks that can weigh 100 kilograms. Their pure power and size is a deterrent, these imposing tusks and horns striking fear into the hearts of any foe. Weapons of defense and destruction. Horns grow directly from the bony skull and are made from keratin like our nails. Tusks are carved from dentine and are coated in hard enamel. From elephants and rhinos, to wildebeest and Cape buffalo, bison, warthogs, walruses, and bighorn sheep. All across the globe, these kings and queens of ivory and bone roam, equipped with the perfect armor to defend their territory. These are the favored weapons of nature's deadliest wild assassins. Native to the North American plains, these bovine marvels range from the peaks of southern Canada to the foothills of Mexico. Named after their impressively large horns, they are legendary for their ability to thrive in rocky terrain. They are feared for their brute force and striking horns. The bighorn sheep. Bighorn sheep have been on the earth for nearly 100,000 years, evolving long, heavy, and very strong horns. While both ewes and rams are equipped with horns, the males are significantly larger. Male horns weigh as much as 14 kilograms. And amongst bighorn sheep, horn size is a symbol of rank. Bighorn sheep are most commonly found in the mountainous regions of the contiguous U.S. They are well adapted to this rocky and challenging environment. Bighorn sheep are social creatures who travel in bachelor groups or herds of ewes. Ewes and rams usually only meet to mate. But it is during this mating season that tensions run high. From July to December, males compete to mate with females. Their large horns are the perfect weapon. Rearing up on their hind legs, they hurl themselves at one another. In displays of dominance, males ram their heads together. These headbutting competitions are epic displays of brute force and strength. Their horns are one of nature's most effective defenses. The successful ram can now court with his chosen ewe. Approaching in a low stretch position with their head angled to the side. The bighorn sheep come together to mate. Fertile rams can breed with at least 5 different ewes per day. Polyamorous creatures, they do not stay with one ewe for long. These majestic creatures live life on the edge. Habitat fragmentation, disease, and climate change are threatening this species. Rising temperatures have led to water sources drying up, affecting the vegetation in their habitats. Having evolved over the centuries to survive in extreme environments, even the bighorn sheep is struggling to adapt to these perilous threats. Conservationists across the United States are battling to help these iconic creatures, creating wildlife corridors to help keep this species connected. To ensure the magnificent bighorn sheep, owners of the strongest armor in the wild, continue to thrive and flourish in the environments they call home. An enduring American symbol, the largest mammal on the continent. Weighing up to 900 kilograms and standing at 6 feet tall. They are armed with horns that can grow to 2 feet long. The American bison. Curious, aggressive, bulking beasts. They are feared across the once boundless prairies. Yet bison calves are not born with horns and look distinctively different from their parents. Their striking coat has earned bison calves the nickname of Red Dogs. And they only weigh a mere 30 kilograms in comparison to their parents' immense size. After a few months, their hair starts to change to dark brown. And their characteristic shoulder humps and horns begin to grow. Eventually matching their parents in brute size, force, and strength. Calves are the pride and joy of any bison herd, but they don't stay small and cute for long. Grown from bone and carved by keratin. Both cows and bulls are armed with horns, able to reach speeds of up to 30 kilometers per hour. They are at home on the open plains. Thundering through the prairies in herds of over 2,000. Their endurance and stamina is unparalleled. Bisons are the strongest animals on the prairies, perfectly adapted to their environment with their thick, furry coats. Bisons are expert fighters, using their large horns to crash against their foe in battle. A keystone species, they have been on Earth for over 400,000 years and have evolved a particularly powerful weapon. In displays of brute force and strength, bison are not afraid to challenge other males. Mercilessly hunted by new settlers. In 1800, there were an estimated 60 million bison roaming the North American plains. By 1889, there were only 541 left. Since then, through conservation and protection, the bison population has reached 500,000. They are the creators and sustainers of the Great Plains, North America's wild assassins. From the ice-covered northern waters of Canada to the Bering Seas. Over 225,000 worldwide, weighing over a ton. These bulking beasts are armed with ivory tusks, growing over 70 centimeters and weighing up to 5 kilograms. The walrus. Found in groupings called haulouts of over 35,000. Sunbathing on the ice, they group together to keep warm. On Earth for 50 million years. Perfectly adapted to these frigid conditions with a layer of fat called blubber. They feast on mollusks resting in shallow waters and coastlines. A highly skilled marine forager in this barren landscape. Walruses use their tusks to fend off predators. When a polar bear approaches, walruses must be wary. They find safety in numbers. Alternatively, they flee into the ocean. But they will defend themselves. Polar bears may be the Earth's largest land predator, but even they know a fight with a walrus could result in bloodshed or death. The walrus uses its size and tusks to defend itself. Allowing them to make a narrow escape. Armed with ivory tusks, walruses use this weapon in defense and attack. Carved from dentine, they are surprisingly sharp. Fights often ensue in the throes of a haul-out, using their tusks against one another. In displays of intimidation, walruses ward off opposing males during mating season, showcasing their size, strength, and tusks. The greatest threat to these majestic creatures is climate change. Melting sea ice has led to habitat fragmentation and overcrowding. Increases in tourism and shipping disturbs these lounging marine mammals. Starting stampedes that can be deadly. They are also hunted for their meat, fat, skin, tusks, and bone. Consuming 50 kilograms of food a day. Walruses are integral to the Arctic ecosystem. Influencing the structure of shallow water communities. Feeding on more than 50 clams during a single dive. Defenders of their territory. These giant creatures will continue to be the fierce protectors of the Arctic ice, and owner of one of the Arctic's deadliest weapons. Dominating the African grasslands, with a population numbering in the millions. Armed with a pair of large, curved horns, the great migrators of the African plains. The wildebeest. More than 1.5 million wildebeest migrate every year, traveling hundreds of miles in search of food and water. The most successful herbivores on the continent. Wildebeest find safety in numbers. Both females and males are equipped with pointed horns, aiding them in defense and attack. Preyed upon by lions, cheetahs, and leopards, the wildebeest must be cunning. outrunning their predators, or facing them head-on. Wildebeest will defend their calves with their life. These mighty migratory creatures are a keystone species of the African grasslands. Yet threats to their habitat pose some of their greatest challenges. As water holes dry up, they are forced to relocate. One of the most successful herbivores on the grasslands. Integral to death and rebirth in the life cycle of their fragile ecosystem. Across national parks, nature reserves, and rainforests, in Africa, India, and Indonesia, lives a mighty creature. Bulking beasts that are few and far between, but known across the globe for their two horns, both packing a lethal punch. Made of tightly woven keratin, they are armed with the deadliest of weapons, the rhinoceros. On Earth for over 14 million years, rhinoceros have evolved the perfect defense mechanism. Nervous in temperament, rhinos have been known to charge when threatened. Rhinos can be found in groups known as crashes. These are usually made up of a female and her calves. Female rhinos are incredibly protective of their young. Rhinos can weigh up to 3 tons and are armed with an impenetrably thick skin. Rhinos use their horns in defense of their territory and their calves. These imposing horns are perfect for displays of dominance, but if used in battle, their horns can impale or throw their adversaries. Combative creatures, rhinos are highly skilled in the art of defense and are able to charge with nearly 4 tons of force, reaching speeds of over 50 kilometers per hour. They are mighty creatures in the habitats they call home. Wielding their fearsome front horn, they exude power and strength. Rhino battles can often be deadly. Male rhinos fight over female rhinos. These altercations often ending in death for one. Of the 5 species of rhino across the globe, northern white rhinos are extinct in the wild. Only 2 remain, and they live in the old Pejeta Conservatory in Kenya. They are protected round the clock by armed guards, having been hunted mercilessly by poachers over the centuries. These 2 female rhinos are the last of their kind. gentle creatures, conservationists still hold out hope for their resurgence. At home in the African grasslands, these majestic animals must be safeguarded. Or else we will lose this ancient species forever. An evolutionary marvel. Rhinoceros have a history of unprecedented hardship. These mighty beasts have been poached mercilessly across the globe. Hunted and killed for their horns. They are used for ornamental carvings and traditional medicine. Touted as a cure for hangovers, cancer, and impotence. But this has left all but one species of rhino critically endangered. On the brink of extinction, the Javan and Sumatran rhinos struggle to survive. Thankfully, parks and reservations have been built all around the world to help protect, conserve, and safeguard these magnificent creatures. As mega herbivores, they help maintain grassland habitats, ensuring not only themselves, but those around them can thrive. They deserve to flourish in peace. Across the African grasslands lives one of the most successful grazers on the open plains. Incredibly strong, massive in size, and armed with two foreboding horns. Capable of taking down lions and afraid of nothing. This megafauna dominates the African plains, the Cape buffalo. The only species of buffalo in Africa. Cape buffalo are considered the most dangerous of animals on the continent. Weighing over 800 kilograms and standing at 5 feet tall. They congregate in large herds, one of their many anti-predator adaptations. Their heavy, rigid horns also aiding them in defense. The Cape buffalo has earned the nickname of Black Death. Extremely dangerous, they are believed to have killed more big game hunters than any other animal in Africa. Unafraid to go up against the kings and queens of the open plains. Using their strength, speed, and size, Cape buffalo will charge at any threat and drive them off. Fiercely protective and highly aggressive, they are infinitely more intimidating with their large, bulking horns. Africa's most feared weapon. Hostile and aggressive, it is perhaps the most dangerous of all creatures on the grasslands. But despite its imposing demeanor, the Cape buffalo is still threatened in the wild, from hunting for meat and trophies to disease and habitat loss. Their population is in decline, as with most mammals on the African plains. But the Cape buffalo is hardy, a survivor who has inhabited the savanna for over 5 million years. This mighty creature, a symbol of Africa, beautiful, unbowed, and unbroken. The Cape buffalo will continue to thrive on the plains of this vast continent for years to come. Found across the grasslands, savannas, and woodlands south of the Sahara, lives a tough and sturdy animal. On Earth for over 55 million years, they have evolved to be equipped with 4 tusks. The warthog. Unique creatures, warthogs have many distinguishable features. They have disproportionately large heads, with warts on both sides. They have long tails that end with a tuft of bristles. And even their large tusks are unique, with 2 emerging from the side of their snouts, and the others sitting just below, small but razor sharp. Warthogs spend most of their time foraging for food, their tusks aiding them in digging for roots and bulbs. When they are not eating, warthogs can be found bathing in the mud, which helps them deal with the ticks that often plague them. As a prey species, they have to run very fast, outrunning predators such as leopards and lions. During mating season, they will tussle with a rival male in competition for a female. Their tusks the perfect armor and weapon. Warthogs live a simple life. Across the African grasslands, through the forests of Gabon and Congo, all the way to Southeast Asia, lives the largest land animal on the planet. It is armed with 2 striking tusks. These ancient creatures are fierce protectors, endless drifters, and deeply loyal creatures. The elephant. Three living species of elephants span across the globe. The African bush elephant, the African forest elephant, and the Asian elephant. All are giant creatures armed with a pair of impressive tusks, used for digging and lifting objects, gathering food and stripping bark. Their tusks also protect their trunk. A valuable tool for drinking, breathing, and eating. a highly intelligent animal that puts family first. Elephants travel in herds of up to 100 members. They form lifelong friendships and even mourn the death of their loved ones, making them incredibly protective by nature. Using their tusks to defend and protect. Despite their massive size, lions will still try to take down an elephant, and elephants will protect their young with their life. Hence why these gigantic creatures find safety in numbers. To ensure their playful and mischievous young will live a long and happy existence. The only conflict between elephants is in battles for dominance. These altercations can range from playful to deadly. Using their striking tusks and sheer brute force, they fight to establish rank within their herds. Their tusks are the perfect weapon in a fight for dominance. With elephants weighing up to 11 tons and their tusks measuring up to 3 meters and over 100 kilos, these are displays of immense strength and force. Their tusks, the continent's perfect defense mechanism. And deadliest weapon. Female elephants are pregnant for nearly 2 years. 99% of them giving birth at night. Weighing nearly 100 kilograms. Baby elephants are born with practically zero eyesight, but with a fully developed brain. Baby elephants are known as calves. Amazingly, they are able to stand within 20 minutes of being born. And they can walk within an hour. Baby elephants stay very close to their mothers for the first couple of months. But after 2 days, they can even keep up with the herd. Drinking up to 3 gallons of their mother's milk a day for over 2 years. At first, baby elephants don't know what to do with their trunks, swinging them to and fro and sometimes even stepping on them. They will suck their trunk just like a human baby sucks its thumb. Curious and carefree creatures, calves are the pride and joy of any elephant herd. With tusks integral to their way of life, it is a tragedy that elephants have been poached mercilessly for the ivory trade. Endangered across the globe, these emotional and intelligent creatures who can feel pain, sorrow, and grief are killed every single year, with 20,000 elephants being poached annually. The tusks are then traded illegally on the international market. It is a travesty that has left elephant populations in ruins. Fortunately, conservation efforts are happening across Africa and Asia. Organizations across the globe are creating safe havens for these majestic creatures. Over 80% of African elephants live in well-protected areas. And many Asian elephants are at home in sanctuaries across the continent. Levels of poaching have remained low across Africa. While in 2016, Asian elephants were afforded the highest protection possible. These safe havens ensuring these beautiful creatures live to see another day. Helpless in the face of the illegal wildlife trade. They should be able to roam freely through the forests and savannas they call home. Protected from the brutality and cruelty of man. Glorious, beautiful, and fearsome creatures. All the animals equipped with tusks and horns are fierce protectors and expert fighters, yet they are endlessly hunted. Brimming with brute force, unparalleled strength, and an armory that allows them to tear through flesh. But that also allows them to forage and feed. These wild assassins are armed with the best defensive and most adaptable of weapons. But with those weapons in such high demand, they face poaching that has left many of these species facing extinction. But these creatures are fighters. Many coming back from the brink before. Defenders of their plains and their families. They are the wild assassins of defense and protection. Armed with one of the most glorious of deadly weapons, tusks and horns. But it will take humanity itself to ensure these animals can survive and thrive again.